Your theoretical statistical arbitrage backtest is a dangerous illusion. It operates in a sterile vacuum, assuming infinite liquidity and midpoint execution. But in the live algorithmic trenches, this breeds phantom alpha. When you attempt to cross the spread with institutional size, you become a target. Market impact and adverse selection violently consume your expected edge. Let us visualize this mathematical friction. A naive linear backtest projects your cumulative PNL compounding endlessly upward. But every time you execute aggressively, you pay a geometric penalty. As your execution velocity increases, you obliterate resting liquidity. This pushes your average fill price exponentially further away from the signal. This fatal gap is why aggressive linear strategies structurally blow up in live markets. To survive, we must abandon the separation of signal generation and trade execution. They must be mathematically fused into a continuous time stochastic control architecture. Consider this tripartite framework. First, the alpha engine projects the expected decay of our trading signal. Second, the friction module calculates the precise cost of liquidity depletion. Finally, the execution controller sits in the middle, acting as the mathematical referee. It continuously balances the desire to capture alpha against the cost of market impact. However, traditional execution models are completely blind to this delicate balance. They rely on naive, static formulations where impact cost is strictly linear. This assumes the limit order book replenishes instantly and volatility is constant. In reality, order book depletion is nonlinear, and volatility regimes shift violently. To optimally solve this dynamic friction problem, we must formulate a new mathematical foundation. We must enter the domain of the Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman equation. To survive the nonlinear friction mapped in Part 1, we must abandon static execution rules like TWAP or VWAP. Instead, we elevate the architecture into a continuous time stochastic control problem. Let us explicitly define the stochastic differential equations governing the algorithmic engine. We track three processes: the cash process, the inventory process, and the stochastic diffusion of the asset mid-price. Our control variable, V_t, is the execution rate. It dictates the exact velocity at which inventory shifts into cash. Our absolute objective is to maximize the expected terminal wealth at the end of the trading horizon. But holding unliquidated inventory exposes the portfolio to severe adverse selection and variance risk. Therefore, we introduce a running penalty parameter, mathematically locking in the fund's risk aversion. Notice that this penalty is quadratic. In real markets, execution risk scales nonlinearly with position size. Think of unliquidated inventory as a decaying radioactive isotope inside your portfolio. The longer you hold it, the higher the probability that a toxic volatility shock destroys your capital. By balancing execution speed against this radioactive decay, we optimize our survival. We formalize this delicate balance by constructing the value function. It represents the absolute maximum expected utility from the current state to the terminal horizon. We define it as the supremum over all mathematically admissible execution strategies. This formulation is theoretically beautiful, but it harbors a fatal analytical flaw. Because the market impact penalty is strictly nonlinear, this expectation cannot be solved algebraically. There is no closed-form solution to extract the optimal execution rate directly. To untangle this mathematical knot, we must expand the value function using Ito's lemma. And face the formidable Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman partial differential equation. To unlock the optimal execution rate, we must expand our value function into its partial derivatives. But because the asset price follows a stochastic diffusion process, traditional calculus completely fails here. The standard chain rule ignores the quadratic variation of Brownian motion. Therefore, we must mathematically enforce Ito's lemma. It injects a mandatory second-order derivative to capture the continuous variance of the market. Next, we apply the Bellman principle of optimality. If our trading strategy is truly optimal, the value function must act as a martingale. Mathematically, this forces the expected local drift of our stochastic process to be exactly zero. Setting Ito's expansion to zero births the master equation of quantitative finance. The Hamilton-Jacobi-Bellman partial differential equation. This nonlinear PDE is the absolute core of our statistical arbitrage execution architecture. Do not be intimidated. Let us digest exactly what this mathematical engine is calculating. The first term is the deterministic time decay. It maps the shrinking horizon remaining to liquidate. The central Hamiltonian operator is where the actual trading decisions happen. It continually optimizes the execution drift against our running inventory risk. And the final second-order derivative acts as a continuous punishment for exposure to stochastic volatility. Visually, the HJB operates like a deterministic GPS system navigating a probabilistic storm. It cannot solve forward, because the future is a distribution of infinite paths. Instead, it anchors to the terminal state at time t, where the value is absolutely certain. From that boundary, it calculates the optimal trajectory backwards, step by step, to the present. But look closely inside the supremum of the Hamiltonian operator. It contains a critical, completely unresolved variable, the market friction penalty function. The PDE asks us to optimize the execution rate, but we haven't mapped the limit order book. If we solve this using a naive linear friction assumption, our logic will be systematically front-run. Before we can proceed, we must mathematically construct precise, nonlinear penalty functions. To solve the Hamiltonian bottleneck from Part 3, we must mathematically map the microstructure of the limit order book. We cannot assume infinite liquidity. Every trade exerts a physical force on the market. The execution friction function, L of V, is driven by two distinct microstructure forces. We model this using the Almgren-Chriss polynomial penalty architecture. The first force is temporary impact. This is the immediate, unavoidable linear cost of crossing the bid-ask spread. The second force is permanent impact. This represents the geometric depletion of resting liquidity. Notice the quadratic scaling. As your execution velocity accelerates, liquidity costs do not scale linearly, they explode exponentially. This mathematically forces the execution controller to throttle its speed, preventing catastrophic slippage. Let us visualize this physical depletion inside the limit order book. Imagine deploying a massive, high-velocity market buy order directly into resting liquidity. You instantly consume the best available price tier, obliterating the top of the book. To fill the remaining quantity, your order violently slips into inferior price tiers. Not only does this geometrically degrade your execution price, but it permanently shifts the mid-price of the asset. By substituting this exact nonlinear friction model back into our HJB equation, our theoretical framework is complete. But we have just engineered a mathematical monster. Because of the quadratic penalty term embedded inside the supremum operator. This multidimensional partial differential equation has absolutely no algebraic solution. To extract the actual trading policy, we must abandon continuous mathematics entirely. We must discretize the grid using finite difference methods. To bypass the algebraic impossibility of the nonlinear PDE, we must abandon continuous calculus. We transition to numerical methods, specifically applying the finite difference method. We shatter our continuous state space into a rigid, multidimensional computational lattice. Time, inventory limits, and asset prices become discrete nodes in a 3D tensor. Let us architect the core Python solver for this stochastic environment. First, we initialize an empty 3D tensor representing our entire strategic universe. We then strictly enforce the terminal boundary condition at time t. At t, the trading horizon ends, and any remaining inventory is heavily penalized. From this wall of certainty, we initiate a backward induction loop using the explicit Euler method. We calculate the optimal execution drift state by state, propagating the value backwards to the present. Visualize this computational process as a backward-flowing wave of information. The terminal horizon acts as an absolute mathematical anchor. Nothing exists beyond it. As the algorithm steps backward through time, it computes the exact expected utility for every possible future regime. By the time the loop reaches t equals 0, the entire strategic map is solved and locked in. But here lies the final, catastrophic execution bottleneck, the curse of dimensionality. This offline induction produces a massive, multi-gigabyte tensor of numerical utility values. A live statistical arbitrage engine operates on a strict microsecond latency budget. It cannot perform 3D tensor interpolations or RAM fetches without being front-run by faster participants. To execute live, we must compress this massive mathematical space into strict, one-dimensional no-trade boundaries. To survive the microsecond latency budget of a live exchange, we absolutely cannot query a gigabyte-sized tensor. Any L3 cache miss during a memory fetch will result in catastrophic front-running by faster participants. Therefore, we must mathematically project the 3D optimal policy tensor offline into a strict, flat execution map. This collapses millions of floating-point states into simple, one-dimensional threshold arrays. An O(1) lookup. Let us construct the Python script to extract these execution boundaries. We iterate through every possible inventory state in the grid. For each state, we isolate the value vector and locate the exact price threshold where the optimal drift flips. This produces precise coordinate arrays for both the bid and the ask boundaries. Visually, this maps out a dynamic execution corridor around a theoretical mid-price. The space inside this corridor is the absolute no-trade zone. Inside this zone, the mathematical cost of market friction strictly outweighs your expected alpha. The optimal control policy dictates that the algorithm must hold inventory and bleed time, refusing to cross the spread. But watch what happens when the predictive signal violently breaches the upper execution boundary. The expected alpha has now mathematically overwhelmed the impact penalty. The HJB controller instantly fires a lethal market order, locking in the statistical arbitrage profit. You are no longer guessing. You are executing optimally. You have just built a Wall Street-level stochastic control architecture. Thank you for surviving this masterclass. If you want to dominate the algorithmic trenches, subscribe to the Omnicast network, like this video, and stay rigorous.